We're joined by women from all over the country right now. Michelle Kim from Oakland, California. Sasha Willis from Edgewater, Maryland. Jenny Booth Potter from Palatine, Illinois. Suhani Parikh from Waxhaw, North Carolina. We're also joined by Dr. Jennifer Harvey, an award-winning author, educator, public speaker, and writer of numerous books, including Raising White Kids, Bringing Up Children in a Racially Unjust America. And Sasha, I want to start with you. You're Puerto Rican. Your husband is a police officer who's black. You have been feeling this underlying tension from a various ways. Tell me your comment. How are you feeling?
So my husband is a police officer, but he's a black police officer, and we're raising this beautiful Afro-Latino son. And literally from the moment I got pregnant, I was worried about having a boy because of everything that's going on in this country. Right now, he's cute and adorable, but I worry about the day that he stops being that and starts being looked at as a threat. And when women, especially white women, are scared of him.
Dr. Harvey, I was thinking women's suffrage, we were just talking about it the other day, and then, pay equality where we're all in it, even the hard conversation, Me Too movement. There are these moments that we feel like we're having the same conversation and we're rooting for each other as women. And then you bring up specifically race, and I get 4 tweets in a second from somebody saying, enough about race. Why is it that women are having such a hard time having this conversation?
Thanks for including me in the brunch this morning.
The mimosas are free and flowing.
That's right. One of the reasons that it is so hard is for literally generations, Black women have both taught their children and been taught themselves how to survive and thrive while challenging and facing racism every single day. And white women, by and large, even in families that would say that we value diversity and we want our children to embrace difference, we have not had generational legacies of teaching us to be in the walk of racial justice with Black women, with women of color. And so I kind of liken it to knowing math. Black women and women of color have been doing calculus since age 4. And white women, our families mostly didn't even teach us to master addition. And now we've got to figure out how to do math together sometimes in a building building that's burning.
Right.
And that makes it really, really difficult to have we're not even on the same page, right, even if our hearts want to be in the same place.
Well, and I take your point, even if our hearts want to be on the same page. I tell people all the time, one of the little things I do, go on your Instagram account, Facebook, social media, whatever, and look at how many friends you have that aren't from your same economic group, that aren't from your same background. I know it's hard meeting people after a certain age, you're working, but just take a look at how narrow your world is, especially when you're looking at others saying, look at her with all of her white friends, or look at her, she only has black friends. How diverse is your tribe when you are ready to have these big conversations? Dr. Harvey. Well,
racial segregation has done its work in this nation, right? So white networks, white people, we know 91% of us do not have sustained meaningful relationships across racial lines. That's not an accident. Segregation has affected us in our neighborhoods, in our school systems, and it's hard to be friends if people don't trust you. And for good, appropriate reasons, you are not trusted. We have to earn trust.
Yeah.
And we can, but it takes a commitment.
And Jemele, and you and Cari, I've seen, and I stalk you on social media, I see the growing support from women who are not Black, who see and feel your empowerment. Do you feel it, Jemele? Do you see it? Because I do, and I'm not trying to convince you that it's there, but I see it and feel it.
I think it honestly is very dependent on the day or the issue. I mean, I do agree with the doctor that race is kind of the wedge that really does separate a lot of us, because even though we may have common experiences as women, we may face common challenges. Where there is a clear delineation is when it comes to race, because we're fighting different struggles.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times, white women, at least from what I've seen, and I'm certainly not trying to cast a broad brush, is that if the decision is standing with other women versus especially women of color and standing with whiteness and standing with patriarchy, I see them too often pick whiteness and patriarchy.
Listen, we're going to talk about this more. Thank you so much, Jemele, Cari, our amazing panel.